All right, we back at it. 38 and 12. Since your days began, have you ever commanded the morning and caused the dawn to know its place? Ah, all right, God's talking right now. Serious face, serious tone, serious, serious. So that light may take hold of the corners of the earth and shake the wickedness out of it. The earth is changed like clay into which a seal is pressed, and the things of the earth stand out like a multicolored garment. That's a bad man. I'm sorry. He is not of this earth. He is God. He is Jehovah. Their light is withheld from the wicked, and the uplifting arm is broken. Have you entered and explored the springs of the sea? Or have you walked in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Or have you seen the gates of deep darkness? Have you understood the expanse of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. Where is the way where light dwells? And as for darkness, where is its place? That you may take it to its territory and that you may know the path to its house. You must know, since you were born in and because you are so extremely old. Since you know everything, Job. Let me see. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or have you seen the storehouses of the hail, which I have reserved for the time of trouble? That's so crazy. Where I'm from, you would never think that snow would be needed for trouble, but in here he says there's something I'm protecting you from when it snows. That's hard. Or the storehouses of the hail, which I have reserved for the day of battle and war. Where is the way that the light is distributed, or the east wind scattered over the earth? Who has prepared a channel for the torrents of rain and for the flood, or a path for the thunderbolt? To bring rain on the uninhabited land and on the desert where no man lives, to satisfy the barren and desolate ground, and to make the seeds of grass to sprout. Has the rain a father? Or who has begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose womb has come the ice and the frost of heaven? Who has given it birth? Water becomes like stone and hides itself, and the surface of the deep is frozen and imprisoned. Can you bind the chains of cluster stars called Pleiades, or loose the cords of the constellation Orion? Yo, God, I can't do none of this. I can't. My fault. I was talking earlier. My fault. I can't. Can you lead forth a constellation in a season and guide the stars of Bear with her sons? Do you know the ordinances of the heavens, or can you establish their rule over the earth? Can you lift up your voice to the clouds so that an abundance of water will cover you? It's crazy. Can you send forth lightnings that may go and say to you, here we are? This is like you were talking back to your parent, and your parent let you get it all out, and then they start talking. Can you send forth lightnings that they may go and say to you, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the innermost being of man, or the in the layers of clouds? I thought I said inner workings of clouds. So that's what I wanted to say. Or given understanding to the mind of a man, or to heavenly display? Who can count the clouds by earthly wisdom, or pour out the water jars of the heavens? When the dust hardens into a mass and the clouds stick together because of heat. Can you, Job, hunt the prey for lion, or satisfy the appetite of young lions when they crouch in their dens and lie in wait in their lair? Who provides prey for the raven when its young cry to God and wander about without food? Do you know the time when the wild goats of the rock give birth to the young? I don't know that. I just wonder if Job, like, man, I don't know that either. I don't know that. I don't know. Do you observe the calving of deer? Can you count the months that they carry offspring? Or do you know the time when they give birth? They kneel down, they bring forth their young, they cast out their labor pains. The young ones become strong, they grow up in open field, they leave and do not return to them. Who sent out the wild donkey free from dependence on man? And who has loosed the bonds of the wild donkey to survive in the wild? To whom I gave the wilderness as his home and the salt land as his dwelling place. His scorns the tumult of the city and does not hear the shouting of the taskmaster. Master. He explores the mountains as his pasture and searches after every green thing. Will the wild ox be willing to serve you or remain beside your manager at night? Can you bind the wild ox with the harness to the plow in the furrow, or will he plow the valleys for you? Will you trust him because his strength is great, and leave your labor to him? I feel like, in real time, Joe's just like, no, sir. No. He wait for him to answer the question, and then he's like, no, sir. No, my father. That's straight up. Will you trust him because it's... Okay. On to the next one. That's 12. Will you have faith and depend on him to return your grain and gather it from your threshing floor? The flightless wings of the ostrich wave joyously with the pinion shackles feathers and plumage of love. For she leaves her eggs on the grounds and warms them in dust, forgetting that a foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may trample them. She teaches her young cruelly, as if they were not hers, though her labor is in vain because she is unconcerned for the safety of her brood. That's interesting. For God has made her forget wisdom and has not given her a share of understanding. I would probably ask a pastor about that. I don't know if you guys have had to read some of this and then went and asked the pastor about it and you didn't really like their answer. Just go and ask another pastor. Another pastor. Someone who has a different perspective. Everybody's going to have a different perspective of the word. And has not given her a share of understanding. Yet when she lifts herself on high, so swift is it she that laughs at the horse and his rider. Okay, I want to stop right there. Because it makes me want to read a little more about the ostrich. Because this ain't in Wiki. This ain't in Google and that. And this guy talking. For God has made her forget wisdom and has not given her a share of understanding. And that might be okay to put in a prayer. If it not in a mean way, like, Lord, did you forget to give her wisdom? Can you give her a share of understanding? Not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, Lord, I don't know how you made her, because we don't. But if you did not, if you could input a share of understanding, yeah, something like that. All right, so we will stop right there. We'll start back when they're talking about the horse, because we're done talking about the ostrich. To where she laughs at the horse and its rider. So that's at 19. All right, we'll start back again at 19. Until then, thanks for reading the Bible, Loke. Stay tuned.